This type of incident happens all the time, and I want you guys to see it way ahead of time, just like that interstate close call where you start recognizing things and removing yourselves from the situation. And the one thing that we're going to focus on is the side of a vehicle. So with that said, let's watch what happened and let's get into it, okay? So right off the bat, I want to pause it right here and take a look at the side of the vehicle right there. I want you to burn that image in your brain. Whenever you see the sides of vehicles, that is going to tell you that this is a possible path of travel violation where somebody can come out in front of you and you hit them, okay? And that also indicates, hey, this is an intersection coming up. Whether it's a parking lot, driveway, or a real intersection, this is an intersection coming up. And where do a lot of motorcycle riders die or get very hurt? Intersection. So with that said, I'm going from yellow to orange stage. I'm prepped and ready for any type of maneuvers going to an escape path or applying some good emergency braking, which is just progressive brake pressure quicker and quicker and quicker. With practice, you know how to do it, which I'll have all the resources in the description and the first comment so you know how to brake, you know how to swerve, and all those different things. What I want to also point out with this image right here is that I don't see a Rokform mount, okay? So having a Rokform mount is going to be very helpful when you have your GPS on there, when you're commuting inside. It keeps it nice and secure with a magnet. Also, it's kind of like, you know, I don't want to say the other competitor, but it's going to have that nice little locking mechanism. And I had, see, magnet right there. Look at that. Boom, boom. So with that said, though, you get 25% off with code DanDan25. Basically, if you order the mount, you're going to get the phone case for free. And that's not a factor in this incident. But anyways, let's move forward a little bit. You notice the vehicle wants to go. And another thing that I want to point out right here is this right here, okay? This happens all the time. This car just took away the line of sight for that driver to see us. So now this driver cannot see us. Now, should the driver have seen us earlier, about like right here? Yes, okay? So why wouldn't the driver see us or recognize that we are a moving vehicle behind this white car and should wait? Why did they not see that? Well, it could be unintentional blindness to where the driver's only focusing on cars because the brain basically removes everything else and says, hey, buddy, you know, let's just focus on cars. Those are the things that are going to hurt us, motorcycles or pedestrians. Let's not even think about that. And that's basically what happens with unintentional blindness. Another thing could be motion-induced blindness where we blend in with the background because we're not moving and the background is kind of moving. There's a bunch of studies on that. Links will be in the description on those things if you want to read up a little bit more. But that could be the reason why he doesn't see us here. But definitely the reason why you don't see us here is because of line of sight. And that's pretty simple to see. You know, a straight line between your vision and whatever it is you're trying to see, line of sight. So right here, he's going to start pulling out. So now we have the opportunity to apply some brake pressure. Hopefully you're ready because you have perception time, reaction time, and then braking distance will equal total stopping distance. So now you have to perceive it. If it caught you off guard, now you have to react to it. Hopefully you have good training so you're not just jamming the front brake. And then you have to have a good total stopping distance for the speed that you're traveling at. Now, I don't know what speed he's traveling at. I can barely see the speedo right there, but I don't think this is enough time, okay? So in this situation, you got to swerve, you got to brake. I don't know. What are you going to do? We just put ourselves in a bad spot. So right here, he's going to go down. But if you notice, he went down before he hit the car. So about right here, he started to fall down, okay? So this handlebar mounted camera is right next to the speedo, so it's actually within, you know, it's going to show you what it's doing. It's not the head where it's still going down, but we're looking forward. The whole handlebars went down. And why did that happen? We slammed that front brake or we lost traction on that front tire. I don't know how. It could be gravel or front brake or something. Either way, that front tire lost traction, started to dump down, okay? So that's probably telling me, like I said, braking. So progressive brake pressure is when you squeeze until weight transfers to that front tire, allows you to stop with traction. But how do we prevent it altogether, okay? How do we prevent that altogether? So what I would do when I'm driving or riding, so you can actually practice this when you're driving, is that as soon as I see another vehicle wanting to pull out in front of me, I go into orange stage. So I'm getting ready to roll up that throttle, but I'm also prepping for that front brake and rear brake, and I'm also looking for escape paths if I have to. Another thing is that as soon as I see this car go in, this open lane, this whole area where I can just shoot through and everyone's like, yeah, let's do that because we're motorcyclists. I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and be like, well, what's around this corner? Because technically it's kind of around a corner of the car. There's another car wanting to sneak out. So I'm going to go ahead and get prepped and ready right here, and I'm not going to shoot that gap yet until this guy makes that decision. As soon as I see that tire start to move, especially when it jumps off that curb, That's it. We're done here. You know, this is not you being nice. This is me having to do a red stage maneuver. This is where I start to apply as much brake pressure as I can. Maybe I can stop, but the thing is, what I want to do is slow down enough to allow this person to get out of my way. And this is just one of those situations where sometimes you just can't really do much. And what do we do if you can't do much and you still get in a crash or a close call or something that happens to where you're off the bike in motion? Having full gear, having a helmet, jacket, pants, boots, gloves, and appropriate gear. And that's part of the smart rider principles, is that we're seeking out and recognizing hazardous situations. We just talked about that. We talked about braking, and that's maintaining your fundamental skills. And the A part is acquiring personal protective equipment. And then if we do crash, hopefully our buddy behind us is going to provide medical aid, which is rescuing other riders. And then we're going to have a learning moment, which we're doing right now, and that's teaching and mentoring other riders. So that's the whole principles that I base everything I do here on. And if that's something that you like to do and that's something you're a part of or you want to be a part of, click that join button. That join button is right next to the subscribe button. It allows you to be a YouTube member, allows you to be part of the crew, baby. $2 a month, and there's other tiers out there, but you get all the emojis. You get a mustache for the first month, beards for the next few months, and you get to be a part of members only chat. You get to look badass in front of other people during the live streams, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I don't know, think about it. Think about it. With that said, though, let me know in the comments if you learned anything from this and that you started recognizing patterns when you're out riding or driving, okay?